We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We had some technical difficulties. I don't know what happened there, but we are live from North Carolina. Once you get into the room, we got a big breaking story. Let us know in the comments where you're at, where you're from, so we can get the video going. We got a big breaking story. We have some leaked information that was sent out to me, got to me, to my front desk. Trump's CFPB abandoned student loans and medical debt. Credit scores are in danger, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody understands that. Let us know where you're at and where you're from in the chat. Drop your location. We are located in North Carolina, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know once you get into the room. We look forward to this massive live. This is going to be a big one, ladies and gentlemen. We had some technical difficulties. We got booted off of YouTube Live for some reason. Software just crashed on us. Thanks everyone who came back to the live. I had to reload everything, get everything structured back up. It's kind of wild. Right when I got into the sauce, I got booted off. Is that something that's going on here? Like what? They don't want us to talk about this information? So let us know in the chat where you at, where you're from, ladies and gentlemen. Once you get into the room, I am in North Carolina. North Florida in the room. Originally from California. Ladies and gentlemen. Mike the Credit Guy is live. Let us know where you're at, where you're from. Make sure to share this with your friends because we got a groundbreaking story here to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to affect millions of people's credit scores. This isn't just going to affect a few people. This is a big one. This is a huge one, ladies and gentlemen. So we may see some big problems here on the forefront with everybody's credit scores. So I want everyone to understand what's going on because this is some crazy information that got dropped into my lap today. I was chilling, making some content, and someone sent this information over to me. There's an actual memo that was exposed. Literally a memo was exposed, ladies and gentlemen. This is pretty wild from the CFPB. So the CFPB is live. It's back in action, but it's not exactly what everyone is expecting it to be. That's the crazier part about this. So yeah, so this memo was leaked today. It was sent to me early in the morning, and I was actually going to shoot a video. And my team's like, yo, just go live. Let's just go talk about it. I can answer as many questions as I possibly can because this is, in fact, going to affect millions of credit scores out there. That's the even crazier part about it. So let's talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get everybody in the room. Tell us where you're at, where you're from. And then we are going to drop this information. We got Gulfport, Mississippi in the room, Edinburgh, Texas, North Florida. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone coming into the room. Yeah, we had an issue earlier. We got disconnected directly from YouTube, which is kind of weird. I don't know if they're just having technical difficulties. But yeah, we got a big story to cover. Anybody that came back into the room, thank you for coming back. I greatly appreciate it. I know it's kind of annoying. You're like, we're right in the middle of the sauce. Excuse me for having to drink some water. Tennessee in the room. There we go. Make sure to share this with your friends and family because this is going to affect millions of Americans out there. A lot of Americans are going to be affected. Drop it in the comments section. Tell us where you're from, your location in the chat, fam. Let's get it cranking in here. The more that you hit that like and subscribe button or that like button, it's going to get more people in the room. We want to get in as many people as we can so we can drop this information. There's some major gems that are about to happen. We got a CFPB memo was exposed. This is really crazy. Millions of credit scores are going to be affected, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and jump right into it because we got a lot of ground to cover. Now, in case you guys don't know, the CFPB was shut down a little while ago, and they are back in action. So if you have student loans, listen up, ladies and gentlemen, if you have student loans, medical debt, or even just a Venmo or a Cash App, it's important to understand that you are under attack right now. And this leaked Trump memo proves it, ladies and gentlemen. So if you may not know, I'm Mike the Credit Guy, and tonight we're tearing the mask off of this memo that could wreck millions of lives. Understand that. Trump CFPB is pulling out of debt oversight. You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. Trump's CFPB is pulling out of debt oversight. This is a huge story. You're gonna learn what the mainstream media won't say and how to protect yourself now. I'm going to teach you exactly how to protect yourself. So this is important that you tune in. Let us know where you're at, where you're from. This is a huge, huge story. So drop a little fire emoji in the chat. If you've ever dealt with student loans or medical collections, let us know. We're a community. We're a family. Ain't got nothing to hide about. We're all going to try to help each other here. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. So let us know with a little fire emoji if you've had to deal with any student loans or medical collections. New Orleans in the house, Miami, Tennessee, Sacramento, California, Gulfport, Mississippi, Edinburgh, Texas, North Florida. Just rolling into the room, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and being patient as we dealt with all this craziness. So let's break down the Business Insider article that has just dropped in here, ladies and gentlemen. Drop it in the comments section for anybody that's dealt with anything like this. Let's put it up on the screen. So a new internal memo from the CFPB says it will deprioritize its student loan oversight in Trump's latest move to overhaul the consumer watchdog. I had to search for this after they sent me the link, and I was like, yo, I got to pay to go read this article? This is wild. There's only three locations that are actually reporting this story, of course, because they're trying to sweep it under the rug. So again, a new internal memo from the CFPB says it will deprioritize its student loan oversight in Trump's latest move to overhaul the consumer watchdog, which is pretty wild right here. So let's go ahead and read it as it says right here. On Wednesday, Mark Pelota, the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau's chief legal officer, sent a memo to all employees outlining the agency's new priorities for 2025. The memo, a copy of which was obtained by Business Insider, stated that the Bureau will focus on its enforcement and supervision resources on pressing threats to consumers, particularly service members and their families and veterans. Let's pay attention to this right here where it says, Bureau will focus on the enforcement and supervision resources on pressing threats to consumers, particularly service members and their families and veterans. So you're telling me that they're not gonna be concerned about consumers? Listen, we need to celebrate and give our hats off to every service member that has served our country. We greatly appreciate you. But what's happening to the rest of America? Drop a WTF in the comments if this is crazy to you. This is insane. They're talking about they're only going to focus on service members and their families and veterans. They're not going to focus on the rest of consumers. They're telling us clearly right there in this leak. This is pretty crazy. Drop a WTF in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. If this is mind-blowing to me. I can't believe that they're actually stating this like out and open in this memo. Well, it's not out and open, it's in the memo. So we will not prioritize supervision of companies involved in student loan servicing is what they're telling us. States and private actors are being suited. Think about that. Okay? The government is saying we are done protecting you, ladies and gentlemen. The government just told us that. They are done protecting us. This is wild. I can't believe that they literally just said it out loud like that. Now let's read further. Let's read further. Particularly isn't only correct, but they're using that word for a specific reason. They're using that word for a specific reason. They didn't just place it there for funskies. All right, so let's read the rest of the article. To focus on tangible harms to consumers, the Bureau will shift resources from enforcement and supervision that can be done by states. So they're trying to transfer this responsibility of consumer protections to the states, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty clear. It's pretty obvious right here. So Pelota said that moving forward, the CFPB will deprioritize areas including oversight over student loans, medical debt, consumer data, and digital payments. Did y'all just hear that? So they will deprioritize areas including oversight for student loans, medical debt, consumer data, and digital payments. This is huge. I don't know if anybody else knows, but we live in a digital world now. Digital payments are everywhere. Consumer data is $1 billion industry. It's going to turn into $1 trillion industry by 2030, which is not very far away. So your data and your digital payment information is at risk. medical debt, and oversight for student loans. This is a huge deal. Let's continue to read the article a little bit here. Under former President Joe Biden, the CFPB returned billions of dollars to student loan borrowers after the agency found that some student loan servicers engaged in predatory behavior. For example, the CFPB reached a settlement with lender Navient in September over claims the company mishandled payments, giving back $100 million to affected borrowers. I don't know if anybody was out there that was affected by this, but if you are and you were affected and you actually got some money back, drop it in the comment section. But hear what they said. They literally gave back $100 million to affected borrowers. That's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. So you have to ask yourself, like, why is this going on? So, like, you have to, I mean, I'm just kind of shocked. I'm at a loss for words right now. Because consumer protections are pretty much being pushed onto states. So this is what the government's saying. We're done protecting you. So who's going to win here? Lenders, collectors, payday loan companies. That's who's going to win. Who's going to lose? Who's going to get destroyed? Broke students, single moms, black and brown communities, veterans. Even though they say they're going to take care of veterans, but are they really? Let's be real. Okay, so this is how people get trapped into a debt cycle, because there's no out, especially with these student loans. These student loans are destroying Americans. Medical debt is a huge one. It's a huge one. So if you've ever had your credit score drop with a medical bill, drop your story in the chat. Let us know. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever had your credit score drop because of medical debt, it's okay. It's a safe place. Nobody's gonna make fun of you or anything like that. We're here to support each other. I want to talk about this because this is pretty crazy. So, as everyone may know, we had a big announcement that medical debt was going to be removed from credit reports. Millions of Americans saw their credit scores go up as medical debt was slowly being removed from credit reports. That was a huge news that actually took effect last month. Now, medical debt was being removed from credit reports. Now it may be coming back. Yes, you heard me. It may be coming back. If they're not going to have oversight on this, medical debt can be placed back onto your credit reports. So I hope everyone is prepared for this who had medical collections deleted previously. This is a huge deal. This is a big problem. Millions of Americans were going to see relief from this, and now they're not. So the CFPB is going to take no action, and shady companies can now ghost people, misreport, and collect illegally. That's pretty crazy. So if you think that the system is rigged against you, drop the word scam in the system. If you think that this system is rigged against you, drop the word scam in the comments section, in the chat. Drop it in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, because this is some pretty crazy news that we're learning here right now. Yeah, I feel like this is a scam. This is like the biggest scam of 2025. This is pretty wild. You know, people are getting gripped by medical debt here, and there seems to be no help from the CFPB, because if it's misreporting or there's any issues with it, or they actually started reporting before they're supposed to, because you actually have 365 full days to start making payments to the medical facility. So you actually don't have to worry about it going to your credit report as long as you start making payments. But if they start reporting earlier, who's going to regulate it? There's nobody to regulate it. That's a huge problem. So this is a huge story right here, ladies and gentlemen. So we got to understand, how can people protect themselves if there's a, what does it say? I had a random collector just start reporting a medical debt on my credit last month. The bill they claim, let's put it up on the screen. Let's put it up on the screen. So we got the wrong one. Sorry. I had a random collector just start reporting a medical debt on my credit this past month. The bill they claim I have was from 4 years ago, they are saying. So where are you located at, Judge? Let us know in the comments what state you're in, and I'll look to see if the statute of limitations has expired for that debt. It really depends on the statute of limitations per per your state, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, sis right here. I'm being scammed by these freaking student loans that are never ending. This is the part that I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. We're not talking about that, oh, people are victims. No, this is a problem in America that these student loans, the interest rate is ballooning the payments. It's ballooning the original amount. And it's literally making people not be able to get out of debt. So the fact that, one, let's say, for instance, you get yourself back on track with your student loans. Then you get the old student loans removed, and you got new ones on there. But if they don't remove those old ones that are damaging, who are you going to tell? There's nobody else to tell there. The only other situation you might have is possibly legal recourse. So, Judge, in Florida, the statute of limitations is 4 years. After 4 years from when they started to try to collect, if they were not able to collect, they cannot sue you. That's important to understand, ladies and gentlemen. If they have not collected it, they have no way to sue you, okay? But this is a huge deal right here, the situation that's going on right now. So drop your questions in the chat if you have any questions about credit repair, medical debt, collections, the CFPB protections. Drop it in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. This is your chance to shine. This is your chance to ask me whatever your little heart. We are going to talk about it today. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to unwrap. So this is the problem right here. We go. Credit score just dropped suddenly because of student loans. So let's talk about that. If you were in deferment previously and you did not recertify yourself and you did not do an income-driven repayment program or a save program, then your student loans would have went into default if you made no payments. So on a credit report, people are stating that they can't report a 90-day late. So student loans don't report a 30, 60, and then a 90-day late. They wait until you hit a 90-day late, and then they hit your credit report. That's how student loans work. People say that's not legal. It is legal. It's the way the system was set up, unfortunately. So you need to get your student loans back up to date. Go to studentaid.gov, the website. Set up a time to talk with somebody and try to get them to get your student loans back on track. Simone, Louisiana in the house. To get your student loans back on track. Now, here's another part that we need to put up on the screen here so everyone can see. Consumer data. I cannot stress to you enough how dangerous it is out here right now that consumers don't protect their data. Credit Karma, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. All of these companies are selling your data. That means your social, your date of birth, your emails, your phone numbers. They're selling that information. Your consumer data, per the CFPB, is no longer going to be policed or protected by them. This is very important to understand. Drop a WTF in the comments, okay, if you think this is crazy, because it is. Now, this is a really good question. Yeah, drop a WTF in the comments if you think this is crazy, because consumer data is all your information. Your date of birth, your social security number, your addresses, your emails, your phone numbers. All of this information is not being protected anymore, which is wild to me. Let me see. So will we still be able to file disputes with the CFPB? They don't care. They just told us they don't care anymore. And one, it's very important to understand, everybody, you don't file a dispute with the CFPB. There's no disputing process. It's a complaint system. So people have been trying to bypass the credit reporting agencies and go straight to the CFPB. The CFPB is not a disputing center. The CFPB is just the middleman to file a complaint. And then what they do is they send that complaint to the credit reporting agencies, the creditors, the lenders, or the debt collector, and they have to respond back through the CFPB's portal. They're not a disputing platform. So I don't understand why people continue to do this when that's not the reason why an item gets deleted. Not because the CFPB got involved. That's not how it works. The reason why items get deleted from your credit report is because it's not accurate, it's not complete, and it's not fair. Those are the three reasons why an item gets deleted from your credit report. It's not because you got the CFPB involved. If you would have sent that dispute letter through the credit reporting agencies, it would have been the same result. So it's kind of crazy that people think that you have to send in a dispute with the CFPB. It's not necessary. Remember, the CFPB is to file a complaint. The moment you log in, the moment you go to the website, it tells you file a complaint. It doesn't say file a dispute. You're not disputing anything. So I hope that answers your question. I just applied for the IDR today. I'm getting back on track as fast as I can. Yeah, we got to, man, because this is going to destroy people's credit reports. People are losing points because, of course, nobody was expecting this, and they're trying to get all of these protections reduced for consumers. This is a huge deal. Let's see. It's not even on the original creditor either. I sent a dispute letter to them via notarized, certified, with tracking and return. I use a combination of your letters to create a dispute. So yeah, just dispute with them. Don't let them report medical collections that are past the statute of limitations. Well, technically, let's back up. Let's backtrack. They cannot sue you, but they can report it on your credit report. That's very important to understand. They cannot sue you if the statute of limitations has expired on the debt per your state. Every state has what's called the statute of limitations. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the statute of limitations protects you from being sued. Now, once that statute of limitations runs out, you cannot be sued. But it can report on your credit report up to 7 years from when the collection started. That's very important to understand. So basically, when you defaulted and you stop paying, 7 years from that date, it can report. Dispute it to try to get it off your credit report. I want everyone to understand that. It's very, very important to understand that. So if you're looking to dispute and you're having issues disputing, DisputeBeast is the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that I own. It comes with a 110% money back guarantee. DisputeBeast is the only software that does all the work out there for you. So I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are using DisputeBeast to fix their credit. Now, specifically to Raphael. Raphael's credit score went up 463 points after just 2 rounds with DisputeBeast. But let's not stop there. We got Nerve out here. Nerve's credit score went up 244 points after just 2 rounds with DisputeBeast. Now, of course, we got another beaster out here. Monica. Monica's credit score went up 239 points after just 1 round with DisputeBeast. That's pretty wild. But for the naysayers out there that say, oh, it's only 3 people. You know what I mean? I mean, come on, Mike. Yeah, you're right. So let's go ahead and pull up a whole page of them because I got thousands of these. So Tammy Sue's credit score went up 1 point, but it went up. See, we're going to show all the different variations here. Dante's credit score went up 32 points. Noreen's credit score went up 64 points. Timothy's credit score went up 202 points. And we got 26 points for Mark, 145 points for Ashley, and then 6 points for Terrence. And then Shakira, her credit score went up 118 points, and James' credit score went up 51 points. So link is going to be in the video description for anyone that needs DisputeBeast to fix their credit. It's also going to be pinned at the top of the comments for anybody that needs help fixing their credit. I'm also going to drop it in the comments section right now for anybody that needs it. Then we're going to get back to talking about this. Here we go. Drop it in the comment section. Anybody that's from Facebook, if you just comment Beast, Facebook will automatically send it to you. But on YouTube, unfortunately, it will not. So DisputeBeast will do all of this work for you. It's important to understand. DisputeBeast will do all of the work for you. It takes out all the hard work, and it comes with a 110% money back guarantee. There it is right there. Comes with a 110% money back guarantee. I'm the only person that's standing on business in this industry. Everyone else doesn't back their product. Me and my partners at DisputeBeast, we back this product because we believe in it, we know it, and we're getting people results. That's how it works. So I'll drop it in the comment section again for anybody that needs DisputeBeast to get started, fix their credit. Let's go back to this data thing, because this data thing really bothers me. How many people drop it in the comment section with a little hand emoji? Tell me how many people do not know that their data is being sold by all of the credit reporting agencies, Credit Karma, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, your banks. Yeah, your banks are doing it. Lenders are also doing it. There's a disclosure. When you buy a car, there's certain cars that are selling your data. It's really crazy because people never read those disclosures. Drop a little hand emoji if you did not know that they are selling your data every single day. Data is a billion-dollar industry. That's how the credit bureaus make money. They don't make money from selling you credit scores and credit reports. You know how many credit reports and credit scores they would have to say that to actually sell, to actually make any money? They'd have to sell billions of them. It's important to understand the credit reporting agencies make money from selling your data. You ever wonder why you get an offer in the mail and then you get some emails for all those crappy credit cards like First Premier, Open Sky, Credit One, all those crappy credit cards? Because Credit Karma is mining and selling your data. Experian is, Equifax and TransUnion. Experian and Credit Karma are the most aggressive out of all of them. That's exactly why you get millions of offers. Correct. That is exactly why you get millions of offers for always, forever my life. So what I did to stop this is I used something called Aura. Aura protects my information and pulls it out of the data brokers. So your consumer data comes from, let's say, as an example, Experian. Experian sells it to data brokers. And then data brokers, it's a big triangle of a Ponzi scheme. So it starts up here. They get access to your information. And let's say Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, and Credit Karma. So let's up on the screen here, sorry. It starts with a triangle at the very top, and then it works down to the next one, which is the data broker, and then the data broker sells it to all the lenders. That's how your information gets out there. That's why you get offers in the mail all the time for credit cards that you're like, why I keep getting this Credit One offer? That's kind of weird. Or your email. Your emails are probably flooded with subprime lending offers. That's exactly how it is. Oh, this is kind of crazy. We got to put this up on the screen. But now I've been protecting my information. I have not received any offers unless they're directly from the credit card company. So as an example, I got offers from Navy Federal, Discover wanted to get me another card, and American Express wanted to give me another card, and then Chase Bank wanted me to get some business credit cards. Those are directly from the credit cards that I have. I have not received any more offers because I stopped them from selling my data because I use Aura. I've been using Aura for 4 years. This year's going to be 4 years. It protects my information, my wife's, and my 3 kids. I'm going to drop Aura's link in the chat right here. It's also going to be in the video description. Aura comes with a 14-day free trial. Just for yourself, it's going to protect you for those 14 days for free. Go in there, check it out, enjoy it, see how it works, to see if you really like it. There's nothing wrong with that. I personally like it. Now, what it's going to do is going to opt you out of all of those data brokers. It takes about, I would say, 12 to 24 hours to do a full scan and tell you everything it's found. It's going to opt you out of those data brokers. It's going to opt you out of the secondary credit reporting agencies if they are selling your data. They're tracking all of your information. They're going to protect your name, your social security number, your date of birth, your emails, your phone numbers. Any of that they find, they're going to attack it and stop the data brokers immediately. This is really crazy. They also, yes, so for couples, for a family, I believe it's $34 or $32.99 a month for a full family. I don't think they have a couples, okay? Unfortunately. So yeah, Aura's legit. I've been rocking with Aura for 4 years now. Now, I travel a lot. If you guys have ever seen my videos where I'm in lounges and stuff, I do not hook up to anything with my phone unless I have a VPN. Now, Aura uses the VPN to block and protect your information and stop your information from going out. Because remember, your credit cards, your banks, all of your personal information is on your cell phone. You do not want to be on free Wi-Fi and not have it protected. It's pretty crazy. Even when you're on a plane, do not use the free Wi-Fi unless you have a VPN that's protecting your information. Okay? It's important to understand that. Jake right here, look at he even said it. He signed up for Aura, loved the VPN too, very reliable. I love the VPN. When I started to learn about VPNs, I was like, man, I don't want to sign up for this VPN, that VPN. Aura keeps everything in one place. That's what I love about it. It's protecting my credit reports. If you want to hook up your bank account so it tracks your actual accounts and make sure nobody's leaked your information, you can do that also. I do that also because I have a lot of credit cards. When there was a data leak, it told me 2 days before the story actually broke. It will tell you within minutes if there's a data leak and your information was a part of it. Before the story broke, I knew about the data leak and I froze all my credit reports. Now you can freeze your credit reports inside of Aura. It will lead you to the credit freeze part. You do not have to pay to freeze your credit reports, ladies and gentlemen. Understand this. Do not pay to freeze your credit reports, okay? But inside the Aura app, it will lead you to where you need to go so you don't have to go there, because these credit reporting agencies will actually try to sell you access, which is wild, even though they're not supposed to, but they will. So it confuses you. You're like, I got to pay to get in there? And then people sign up. No, you don't have to. Aura will lead you to the right place so you can freeze your credit reports. Do not leave your credit reports open, ladies and gentlemen. Do not leave your credit reports open. Freeze them. Freeze them for 100% free. Yo, this is really a fact right here. Your info is way more valuable than the cheap stuff they sell. It's crazy. It's crazy. It really is. So DisputeBeast will not offer any other pricing because we tried to get it as low as we possibly can, because there's so much tech behind DisputeBeast. We have a complete developing team that is constantly working on this, because this is a very fast growing software. And with the AI that's built in it, we unfortunately can't offer it for any cheaper than that. We try to get it as low as we possibly could. So that's why we only offer one pricing model. We don't offer pricing for couples or anything like that, because there's no way for us to separate those accounts. Each DisputeBeast user has to have their own account that's tied to their own actual DisputeBeast account, because that's how the credit reporting agencies want it, of course, because they control the credit reports. We just control the software that's trying to fix your credit. Aura can freeze your credit reports. There's a section inside of Aura. It can freeze your credit reports. You click on it, and it's going to lead you to the actual website for Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion to lock down your credit reports, so you don't go and fall for the trick of, oh, you got to pay to lock it. Experian specifically sells something called a credit lock, and they charge you for it. But if you freeze it, it's free. But they put that in front of you, so you actually have to pay for it. So you fall for the trick of like, oh, I got to pay for this. This is crazy. This sucks. No, that's why it's very important that you let Aura lead you to the right site, because I've done this in other videos. I've talked about it, and people are like, Mike, it's not free. I'm like, yes, it is. What are you talking about? So then I went digging. There was a lawsuit against Experian and TransUnion because they were putting the link above the free version. So people would click on that link first and pay for it when the link was buried down all the way at the very bottom. They didn't see it. So I was like, yo, why people keep commenting like it's not free? It's 100% free. Am I crazy here or something? So I go to the website. I'm like, no, it's free. Then I went digging, and then I found the lawsuits and all the issues that it's wild, okay, how they make billions of dollars off this, okay? I don't know about usury debtors. I don't know what that, yeah, that's not how it works. It doesn't freeze any debtors. So you can't freeze a debtor. If you owe them, don't be putting scare tactics out. What are you talking about? Like, this is real information. Some people don't like it when I just talk about real information, do they? They get on their emotions. Oh, stop putting scare tactics out there. No, this is real information. This is real. What's happening right now is real, okay? So when you freeze your credit reports, it's very important to understand that you're stopping anybody from accessing your credit reports or to apply for anything in your name. You do not want to leave your credit reports unlocked or unfrozen. So you want to freeze them. So let me go and block this guy right here. You're just going to get blocked. That's it. Just blocked. So yeah. So let's continue to talk about this this crazy breaking story right here. This is a recap, okay? So remember, Trump CFPB just said, we're not protecting you anymore. That's the headline. That's the truth. Share this with all your friends so everyone can know exactly what is going on. Because remember, let's put it up on the screen here again so we can talk about it real quick. That moving forward, the CFPB will deprioritize areas including oversight over student loans, medical debt, consumer data, and digital payments. So digital payments is really important to understand. We're talking about Zelle, Cash App, Venmo. They're no longer going to police those. There was a massive lawsuit against the creators of Zelle, which is Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Imagine that. And I don't know what's going to happen with that lawsuit. I think they're going to drop it. So there's going to be no protections for that. All right. So yeah, so I want everyone to be aware of that it's not just student loans or medical debt, it's consumer data and digital payments. Everyone protect your information as much as you possibly can. I cannot stress enough to you. You need to monitor your information, not just your credit, but your personal information, your name, your date of birth, your social security number, your emails, your phone numbers. Lock it all down. Do not let anybody get into your information because they can sell your data to other data brokers, and then data brokers put it out there. It gets on the dark web. That's how the massive data breach happened. Imagine if consumers would have had something to protect themselves. They wouldn't have had to worry about this massive data leak. Be like, yo, my stuff is frozen. I don't even care. But I've heard people say funny things like, bro, I'm broke. What they gonna steal from me? They will still steal your information and get loans out there in your name. You can still get crappy loans even if you have bad credit. Let me reiterate that now. You can still get crappy credit cards and bad loans in your name even if you have bad credit. So when people say, oh, well, I don't have any money, what are they going to steal from me? Your data is the most important, valuable thing that you can ever possibly have. This is why this is a huge story, because you're telling us clearly that they cannot protect you anymore. They're not going to protect us anymore. They gave up on us. Testing sensor tube 12. Don't know what that is. So I'll answer this question right here. Let's put it up on the screen real quick. Okay, there we go. I heard that Zelle will not be available soon. No. So they are removing the Zelle app. So you used to be able to, I didn't even know this was possible until I actually read the story. But the Zelle app itself was a completely standalone service that you can go in there and you can just use the Zelle app. I don't know if anybody used that. But they're removing the Zelle app altogether. So you cannot access it. You can only use Zelle through your bank. So like, let's use an example. Bank of America uses Zelle. I don't know who else uses Zelle. Chase Bank uses Zelle, of course. Wells Fargo uses Zelle. You can use it inside of the bank's app, but you cannot use the standalone Zelle app. That's going away. That for certain is going away. So drop your questions in the comments. If you have any questions about credit repair, any questions about student loans, any questions about medical debt, the CFPB protections, I'm here to answer all your questions. So if anybody needs anything, let me know in the comment section. So yeah, it's kind of wild. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see what we got here going on. So this is a really good one right here. I'm on the dark web from a leak from my past job, and the job only offered a year of service. Yes, it's crazy. Have you guys ever gotten those letters in the mail that tell you, hey, you've been involved in a leak? We're gonna give you a free year of monitoring your information. A year, bro. What are you talking? You leaked it to the dark web. Now everybody has it. What's a year gonna do for me? So yeah, that's pretty wild. All right, here we go. There was a question here. All right, there's a good question here. Is it accurate info that applying for a credit line increase with Navy Federal to the app is a soft pull, or has that changed? The disclaimer makes it seem like it's a hard pull. No, it's still a soft pull. Only if you use the app. Do not, and I repeat, do not call Navy Federal and ask them to for a credit limit increase over the phone. That will cause a hard inquiry. You have to do it inside of the app. The app tells you there is going to be an inquiry. And the verbiage makes a lot of people think that, but we are still helping. We've still helped a lot of clients get credit limit increases on their credit cards with Navy Federal going through the app. Now, Aura has a 14-day trial. It's not 100% free. It's a 14-day free trial. So be aware that in the past, you could actually request how much of a credit limit increase you wanted in the Navy Federal app, but now it's only asking you information, and then it's going to see if you qualify for an actual credit limit increase inside the Navy Federal app. But there's no hard inquiry. They will check your TransUnion credit report only. On the business side, they check your Experian and TransUnion, just so everyone is aware. Here we go. I have 4 collections: utility bill last month, rent collection, and Verizon. I just did my first attack, and they got them on April 7th. So you're saying you just sent it out and they got them really quickly, I guess. I guess that's what you tell me. But congratulations on taking action, because that's a huge deal, getting to work. We can't confirm this right here. Now, where is she at? Allison, if you can come back and let us know. She says, for always and forever for life, I believe it becomes a hard pull if you accept the offer. Now, I haven't done a credit limit increase in Navy Federal in a long time because I have crazy limits with them already. So I don't know 100%. But usually it's never been that way. So unless it's changed, but it's never been that way before. I'll do some research and come back and bring you some more information on a full video on this. So, yeah. So, Stezo, did you get into Navy Federal? That's the question, Stezo. Use the hack to get into Navy Federal. Did it work? Inquiring minds want to know. So tell us, what did USAA do, but it's gone? USA did, but gone. What does that mean? Let me go back here and see if I can find some more questions. Drop your questions in the comment section. So I truly believe that places like Temu have items so cheap. This is the way China gets so much of your info and location via addresses. TikTok is the same. SMH, these people are strategic. Correct, Judge. Absolutely 100% correct. Because your data is more valuable than those items that they're selling you. They can make them for dirt cheap. So now they're going to give you the dirt cheap items in exchange for your data and all your information. Because this is how AI is built, ladies and gentlemen. I own software, which is Dispute Beast. It's backed with AI technology. Now, in order to build this up, we had to put so many dispute letters into the system to build it up. AI is one of the biggest things right now out, and they need that data. They need your information that is being sold from Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, Credit Karma, all these sites, Temu, okay, TikTok Shop, all these shops. They're mining your data, and that's why things are cheaper. Has anybody ever noticed how the price of TVs went down tremendously? You're probably like, why is it so cheap now? Oh, it's because we're getting them from China. We've always been getting them from China and Japan. Okay, and I think some of it in Korea too. But the reason why is because they're selling your data as to what you're watching on your TV. It tells you that in the disclaimer. I always read the disclaimers. I know it's kind of crazy and obsessive, but I do read them. But in the disclaimers, it tells you that they're selling your data of what you're watching, when you're watching it, what things you like to watch, all of your habits, all of your spending habits. So it doesn't just stop there, because you can actually purchase things through your TV on TikTok. If you watch TikTok on your TV, you can do that. No, can you do that? No, sorry, YouTube. Do that with YouTube. You could actually go on there and shop online on some TVs. So it's selling that data. That's why TVs are much cheaper. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? Let's see, let me go delete this comment. Where do you go? Go and delete this guy right here. He's crazy. Everything has always been made in China. Correct. Oh, there we go. We got one right here. Shantae, relocation queen. Oh, okay, okay. Are you traveling? Are you one of those Yo, I love the travel people that go like, they say, hey, this is what it's going to take to move to Mexico, to move to China, to move to the Philippines. So 3 days until next attack, and I got results from round 1. I love Dispute Beast. Hey, we love you too. Thank you for the support. I greatly appreciate it. Let's celebrate this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's celebrate wins with everybody out here so everyone is successful and everybody wins. Now, let me put this up here right here. What are your thoughts about Warren Buffett investing heavily into treasury bonds? I will say that you are doing more of a better service than the U.S. school system in regards to business and credit information. My kids appreciate it. You're welcome, Alejandro. So it's important to understand how the treasury bonds work, right? You're basically buying American debt. It's supposed to be the number one way to park your money, okay? Now, he could be parking his money temporarily and then going to sell it off. I don't know his strategy. This is a very, very interesting situation. But again, Warren Buffett's the only one who's doing this. So why is he doing it? Is he hoping that he can pull out a little bit of a yield from his treasury bonds? Possibly, but then I think, okay, but hold on. He's got so much liquid cash. What does he see that we don't see is the question. So I can't give you a 100% answer on that because this is not something that's common. But understand, there's 3 places that the wealthy park their money in times of financial crises. Number 1 place is always going to be real estate. Number 2 is going to be treasury bonds. And then number 3 is going to be gold, either physical gold or gold-backed IRAs. This is the reason why I'm talking about it more, because I want people to protect themselves. As the stock market continues to tumble, this becomes an issue. So you need to diversify your portfolio. Now, I'm not saying go put all your money into gold. It's not what I'm saying. You want to diversify your portfolio. Anywhere from 5 to 25% of your portfolio should be in gold, in my personal opinion. This is not financial advice or legal advice, but I'm just telling you from what I know. Okay? Yeah, so Shantae's a realtor. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that, sister. So yeah, so Warren Buffett, when he moves, man, he knows what he's talking about. So did y'all see that report where he said that prices of everything's not going to go down? So yeah, the price of everything's not going to go down. It's going to increase in 10 years. It's going to increase in 20 years. It's going to increase in 30 years. I'm like, bro, like what? Like, are you serious right now? So we're just going to continue to see these prices climb. So there's a theory out there. This is important to understand. They say, if we make iPhones in America, we can make them cheaper. It's not true, because you have to think about the cost of labor in America is much higher. And then we need the skilled people to do it. So why would iPhone lower their prices because it's made in America now? They're not. They're already used to you spending $1,500 on a phone. If anything, they're going to increase the price because the cost of labor in America is going to be much higher. So yes, it would be great if that came to America, but it's going to take anywhere from, at minimum, 1 year to build up a facility. And then it's going to take another year to build up the staff and all of the people to actually run this equipment and work in the factories. I mean, it's probably going to take longer, but the problem here that we're seeing is the stock market is so volatile. There's no confidence in America right now. So why would any investors or any companies move to America when the uncertainty about tariffs is really out there right now? This is the biggest problem that people don't want to talk about. Uncertainty is a huge thing for investors. They want to have certainty that if they invest billions of dollars into factories into America, that they're going to be able to make some return on it. But if the tariffs are flipping and flopping and flipping and flopping, that makes investors weary and it makes them not want to invest in America because they don't know if these tariffs are going to stick or if these tariffs are going to get worse. They don't know that because it could all change in 4 years or it could change next week. Let's be honest. It could happen. So yeah, the price of everything is not going to go up. It's not going to go down. It's going to continue to go up. Warren Buffett said it himself, ladies and gentlemen. But this is the biggest story right here. An internal memo from the CFPB says it will deprioritize its student loan oversight in Trump's latest move to overhaul the consumer watchdog. Now, this part right here, I'm going to leave you guys on this note right here. Payola said that in moving forward, the CFPB will deprioritize areas including oversight over student loans, medical debt, consumer data, and digital payments. The CFPB is back, but it is not going to protect consumers, is what they're telling us. They're saying that, nope, we're not protecting consumers, ladies and gentlemen. We're done. We're washing our hands. They're going to push it to states. As it says right here on the screen, let's read it out loud. To focus on tangible harms to consumers, the Bureau will shift resources from enforcement and supervision that can be done by the states. This is exactly what it is. So it's a really good question. No, does that mean people in America will get pay raises on the jobs? Unfortunately, no. So let's look at the data. Let's look at the data, Crazy Wilson. It's a great question. So in the previous, let's say, previous Trump administration, the theory was we give tax breaks to the wealthy that own these companies, and those same people will actually pass that on to American workers. That didn't happen. There was not one case where it actually happened, and it's disappointing. It's not how it works. What they'll do instead is they'll give it to their shareholders, and they will raise prices, and that's exactly what they did. They knew that Americans will continue to pay, and then they did it. They continued to raise the price. Can everybody hear me out there? Let's take this up off the screen. Can everybody hear me out there? Drop a yes in the comments if you guys can hear me. No sound on video. Okay, people can hear me. Got to turn your sound up to the volume, or you might have it on mute or something. But yeah. All right, thank you. Everybody can hear me out there. So yeah, unfortunately, wages will not go up. That's not common. Tax breaks don't equal wages going up, unfortunately. So yeah. Yeah, it was fun talking with you guys. I just want to come out here and tell you this breaking news that's going on, that the CFPB is going to deprioritize what they do now. Let's read this last question right here. This last comment. Let's see. Here we go. Let me remove this first. So waiting on the real estate market to drop for the last 10 years, even with the COVID world event happening, investments in real estate have held stable for years, but only shows how much our economy has transformed into a credit-heavy economy. I'll be using Dispute Be soon with companies using AI to evaluate employment applications. Why do we also use AI to fight back? That's exactly why it was important for us. So basically it says, why don't we all also use AI to fight back? This is exactly what makes Dispute Beast even more powerful, because Dispute Beast is fighting AI with AI. Like, that's crazy, right? That's the reason why we built it that way, because we wanted to make sure that we're actually fighting the AI that is actually pushing the credit reporting agency's disputing process, which is called eOscar. eOscar is AI-driven technology. They don't want to talk about it. They've kept it hush-hush for a long time. I'm the only one that talks about it. So yeah, that's why it's super important to fight with AI. So yeah, it was a pleasure having everybody on today. Just want to come out and bring you guys this breaking story. Make sure to like and subscribe. Share this with your friends and your family. Anybody that has any issues with student loans. If you want me to come back and talk about student loans, how to get them out of default, how to do all that, drop it in the comments section. I greatly appreciate you guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful night.